African American on the 2025 Talkers Heavy 100 list of the most important talk radio hosts in the nation. Last year, Tavis ranked number 33, and the year before, number 45. The Tavis Smiley Show has rapidly expanded its national syndication to now include nearly 50 radio stations across the country and counting. Congratulations, Tavis.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't stop, keep it on, keep it on, keep it on. Keep it on, where the party at?
After the party, let's take a little time and talk about it. What's going through your mind? It has be shaking. Ooh, it looks so right. I wanna ride. See, I would be lying if I ain't tell you. It made me wanna flip and you can't tell me. You ain't feeling nothing, this girl is our chemistry. Like icing on a cake. I hope you stay so we can do our thing after the party. Don't stop, you ain't gotta stop. Baby, do your thing. Don't stop, the music drops. Rock with me. And on top, you can take it off. What's it gonna be?
Welcome in. Happy Thursday, Friday, Junior. If you want to get ready a day early, you were locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. Welcome to your evening entertainment fix. And as always, we're going to get into a little tea tonight, Jill style, with an extra splash of lemon, a little bit of honey, and a whole lot of, did they really just do that? That's what's going down tonight. We've got Legends, Mess, a few moments where the math just isn't mathing. That's always, right? And first up, I have to say that I'm a little sad and disappointed in myself because yesterday, August 6th, I didn't realize that it was Rick James' birthday. I love Rick James, the king of funk. Fire and Desire is one of the top 10 all-time slow jams ever for me. It's in there. Some other stuff that's in there as well. Don't have a number one. Rotates. But, salute to Rick James and the big Leos in the building. So, got to give it up for that. And keep that applause going, Andy, because we have more. We're also saluting LL Cool J and his wife Symone on 30 years of marriage. Come on, a hip-hop marriage that lasted 30 years. They met when they were teens. They got married in 1995. They weathered the storm, the cheating, the rough patches, to still be here now. I think it's beautiful. Andy?
I think it's beautiful too, but also at the same time, I think that it would have been important to have seen maybe LL Cool J's wife often, whether it's a red carpet or something, or maybe
when you mean back in the day or
like,
recently?
I'm like LL Cool J, like in his prime, like whether it's going to red carpets.
That wouldn't have happened.
I get it, I understand, the aesthetics and everything like that, but I just considering black love.
We weren't talking about black love back then.
I get
we
it.
were respect and protect the black man, love and support the black woman. We just wanted to be seen.
It's just crazy to hear that. Oh, damn, LL, you been locked down this long? Ice Cube, you been locked down this long? E40, you been locked down this long? Just saying.
I mean, I feel like LL came out when he was 16 years old. He was our first hip-hop sex symbol. Talk about that a lot. And for boy bands, artists, etc., even for, young ladies early on, the part of the vibe, part of the enticement of them as an artist was the illusion that they're unattached. And back in the day with the first, teen idols and pop stars, sometimes when they would get into relationships, it would be, you know, the fans would kind of turn their backs, leave them out in the cold. They didn't want to see them grow. And so it was a tactic to make them, you know, for the fans to feel like they had the opportunity. Forrest Harrison in the chat, because, you know, the chat's already going, is saying that Snoop Dogg and Boss Lady, they've been together And what do most of these unions have in common? The man cheated, right? That's hip hop. That's love. I don't know. But let's be real, considering some of the activities that, you know, have gone on with married men and hip hop and other genres and just life in general, public embarrassment is a big no for me. So, yeah, do not be out there publicly embarrassing me. And maybe the wives were like, until you calm down, we're going to keep this over here. So, I don't know, but shout out to Love. They weathered all of that, you know. Symone said it best. She said marriage isn't for the weak, it's for the faithful, right? So, shout out to her for them making it work and weathering the storm. Better or worse, right? Right? So, there you go. Also, shout out to Kalani. She's using her new single, Folded, to gift moms with clean laundry. So, she's having events all over, right? The United States. Here in LA, it is free fluff and fold from 10 a.m. to noon this Saturday for mothers. Pull up if you need be. It's at Bubbly Matte Laundry in Long Beach. So shout out to Kalani for turning her hit single into an opportunity to help moms out, because Lord knows, don't nobody like doing laundry. And folding it? No. Well, maybe some people do, but, you know, my laundry can form another person on the bed sometimes. I mean, what are we saying? Occasionally. Listen, when we come forward, we're going to get into trending topics and headlines. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Remember when I used to love them and leave them. That's what I used to do. Use and abuse them. Then I laid eyes on you.
Are you ready for the hottest entertainment scoop in Los Angeles? She's bringing you exclusive interviews with today's biggest stars, behind the scenes Hollywood insights, and all the entertainment news you need to know. She's breaking down what's trending, what's ending, and what's just beginning in the world of entertainment. You're riding with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Nationwide is so much more than a great insurance company. They're one of America's largest financial services companies. Like how I'm more than Saquon Barkley, the NFL's reigning leading rusher. I'm also the NFL's leading husher. Shh, hush up back there. Wow, I might have just set the hushing record. Well, almost. For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Investment Services Corporation, member FINRA, Columbus, Ohio.
Small businesses are the heart of America. But you don't have to go it alone. As the nation's largest nonprofit resource of expert business mentoring, SCORE has helped millions of entrepreneurs build their businesses for free. Get the connections, education, and guidance you need with SCORE. We're ready to help. Find a mentor today at score.org.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with a Capital One Saver card, so let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Autopsy Initiative provides a second autopsy free of charge for victims' families who have lost their loved ones due to a police-related death. The services offered through the initiative include the completion of a second autopsy, disclosure of preliminary findings, and a final autopsy report. A police-related death is when an individual is harmed by police officers using deadly force, which results in an individual's death. Police-related death includes in-custody deaths, including those that arise during contact with law enforcement officers during arrest, pursuit, booking, transport, or incarceration. The Autopsy Initiative has a team of board-certified pathologists on call. An autopsy request may be completed by anyone with a close relationship with the victim, which may include the victim's spouse, partner, relative, close friend, or lawyer. To request a free second autopsy for a victim of police violence, please visit knowyourrightscamp.com. That's knowyourrightscamp.com. Then click on Autopsy, then click on Request. At KBLA, we believe in justice for victims of police violence. We say their names, and we don't black down. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Now back to more entertainment news with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Welcome back in. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. I just realized I didn't tell you guys what we're going to be talking about tonight. So we're going to get into Kim Coles. You know, she has the podcast with Erica Alexander, Reliving Single, where they go through the different episodes of Living Single and discuss what they were going through, give behind the scenes details, and just share stories. And on a recent episode, Kim shared what the producers would do to her every season regarding her look. So we'll get into those details. That's actually coming shortly. We're also going to talk about Erica Mena, she of Love and Hip Hop fame. We're still having the conversation about when she called Spice, who's another cast member as well as a reggae artist from Jamaica, a monkey during a fight on Love and Hip Hop, which ultimately got her banned from the show. She sat down with Nene Leakes and explained why she feels the incident was selective outrage. We're going to get into those details. And also, Raven-Symoné, she shared how, I don't know if you guys know, but Raven used to date guys. I don't know if she considers herself queer, but we know that she is currently married to her wife, Miranda. And when she was on a podcast, she was asked about a story she shared a while ago about breaking up with a longtime ex. So we're going to get into those details and the audacity, the nerve of what the ex asked her as a follow-up after their breakup. So that's what we have on deck for tonight. And I'm not alone tonight in breaking down these topics. I am joined by community activist, podcaster, producer, writer, all of the things. She owns a popular Instagram account, The Biased Opinion. You can check her out there. Yolanda Davidson, welcome back in.
Hey, Jill. How you doing, girl?
I'm good. How's your week been?
Everything's been marvelous. It's August. I'm always happy in August.
Because it's Leo season?
It's Leo season. We're burning up the charts.
You know, the sun, the heat's here. It's for real summertime.
Yes.
I can't be mad, though. I mean, it is hot, but I do like that the sun is out every day. I like the days where you wake up and there's no overcast. It's just clear sky and the beautiful sunsets. I love it. But I'm also sad because August is like the Sunday of the week. You know, August is the Sunday of summer. Yeah, there you go. So anyway, is there anything on your mind for the week? Anything you've seen bubbling in the headlines that you want to tap in about before we get started?
I don't think so.
You don't think
Only
so?
that little story. Well, I won't call it a little story. Only the story about Jason Lee and the $50,000.
Well, we'll circle back to that.
Yeah.
Do you have comments on that, or you have thoughts?
I don't know enough about it. I just know that how you move in Hollywood is not how you move in the political world.
I agree with that. I don't know enough about it yet to discuss, but we'll put a pin in it and circle back as we always do. Now, if you guys want to get in on this conversation, 800-920-1580. Of course, you can hit us up there and let your opinion be known. Drop it in the chat on YouTube. You know, the chat is already bustling. Shout out to them. They're so fun. And hit us up on social media. I'm at Stiletto Jill, KBLA 1580. Holla at the bias opinion. You know how we get down. And download the app to catch up, because you know all the episodes are there. So I know you want to go back and run through it and listen to it again. So do that, Andy.
You got any gifts that you're giving out tonight?
So I have tickets, once again, to the Hollywood Bowl for oh gosh, I forgot the name of the group. So African, I believe. It is Angelique. Oh, I'm blanking on Angelique's last name. Apologies. But Yo-Yo Ma, he is a famous cellist, right? Not now, but later. Not now, but later. When I tell you guys to call in, you can win and go spend a romantic evening under the stars at the Hollywood Bowl with the breeze going and all of that. You know, take your boo, have a night out. Bring a little picnic basket, little bottle of wine, or you can snack on what's there and have a romantic night out and just connect and all of those things, right? Right. So shout out to that. Okay. So we know Kim Coles was on Living Single for the entire time, and she revealed that producers threatened her with fat jokes as a way to control her weight. So basically, she shared that every season, the producers told her she needed to lose weight to start the season off, that she was gaining too much weight, and it gave her a complex naturally, right? She said, they threatened me and said, you keep gaining weight, we're going to have to start writing fat jokes. They were like, this is a friend group. Friends don't avoid the obvious when it comes to conversations. So Queen Latifah did something great for her. Let's hear what she had to say.
I would get a call every beginning of every season to my manager saying, Kim Coles has to lose some weight. She has to lose some weight. She has to lose some weight. And I remember having this conversation with some guy friends, and they go, there's no man in America that would kick any one of y'all out of bed, which is a really, really crude way to say it. But I think what was beautiful about us is there were 4 completely different body types. And we looked like women that everybody knew in our community, but there's a expectation by these, you know, suits in an office somewhere of what they think sexy is. And so I had a really hard time as I was gaining weight and feeling as if everybody was staring. And there was this moment where Latifah was like, no, we're not going to do this. And then it wasn't brought up anymore. And I told, you won't remember this, but I told you that they threatened me and said, if you keep gaining weight, we're going to have to start writing fat jokes. And you said, I won't read those jokes.
Who said that to you?
Yeah, executive said it to my manager. We have to include it. She wouldn't be gaining all this weight and her friends wouldn't say anything. And we're going to have to, that was the threat, lose some weight or we're going to have to start writing fat jokes. And I brought it to you and you said, I won't read those jokes.
No, but who's going to say them?
No one
would.
See,
that's you have to have willing collaborators. But, you know, the sad part is they got in your mind, because I do remember that you went on a very sort of concerted effort throughout, you know, the series.
Throughout the rest of the years.
To keep the image that they wanted.
Right.
So as much as I love the 90s, one of the things that hurts my heart and, you know, impacted a lot of people, Countess Vaughn has talked about it, several others, was that the image at that time was extremely skinny. Right? Extremely thin. This is not talking about our small bone, thinner sisters. No diss, no shade to them. But I'm talking about the forced version of it, right? And though we clown about BBLs and all of those things, and some of them rightfully so, they deserve a little bit of shade. However, I do appreciate that in this time period, there is a more of an appreciation. People still got jokes. Y'all still on Lizzo's head. No matter what she does, she ain't right. But I appreciate that there is a little more room for different body types and different types of presentation. Like, the plus of the 90s is everybody looked like themselves, you know? Everybody could rock a slightly different look and it'd be cool, kinda. Let's not pretend like it was all kumbaya. But I think now, people are more accepting of different body types. And let's be clear, it's not about saying or accepting unhealthy body standards or trying to make, us not see what we see or those things. But it is about loving your skin no matter what physical shape you're in at the moment. You can want to lose weight but still love yourself wherever you are and value yourself and appreciate yourself. And I think that is something that people confuse when they're like, she knows she wasn't happy. It doesn't mean that. It means I'm going to appreciate myself, be kind to myself, feel that I am deserving and worthy, no matter if I'm 275 or 125. That's not an inappropriate thing to do. You can do that and still want to get better for yourself as far as health. And I think that it was really hard for actresses, especially black actresses. Like, I see people talk about Takara all the time from America's Next Top Model, how, oh my God, how could they call her a plus size model? Not realizing that plus size is really just like a size 10, or at least it was at that time, maybe a 12. So we're talking about a different set of ideals. And no, it may not have been right or perfect, but you cannot re-edit the past to make it fit with the standards or whatever we've learned currently. And I think that is one of the sad things about the digital age, so to speak, is that we spend so much time looking back, complaining about things that happened in the past that were part of the moment. And I'm talking about frivolous things, not things like voting rights and quality of life. I'm talking about things that were meant to entertain us or just to pass the time or to sell a product. At some point, we got to say, well, that was then and we know better now, and move ahead. Yolanda, what are your thoughts?
So many things to unpack. So first of all, some people may not know that Kim Coles was Sinclair on Living Single. And she really, to me, the way I viewed her, she wasn't quote unquote fat. She just was kind of top heavy. She had a different body shape. She wasn't Lizzo, how Lizzo was before she lost her weight, who was a really heavy set girl. And Queen Latifah has never been thin since she came on the scene. Right. So to me, they were basically around the same weight. So why were they pressing her to lose weight if they weren't pressing Queen Latifah? I don't know if they were pressing Queen Latifah to lose weight or not, but Queen Latifah has always been a full-size girl. She's never been size 2 or 4. She's always been voluptuous and beautiful. So I know it was a lot of pressure for them back then, and I agree with you. The 90s, with the issues that we had, if there was a crew, everybody looked different in the crew. Everybody didn't have the same weave, the same nail shape, the same lip color, the same eyelashes, the same, everybody was unique and individual. And then on the other hand, when we get to people like Lizzo and Star Jones and Monique, they kind of made their claim to fame about being big. Mm-hmm. And so that's why people kind of were, I think people said, and I have said before, that, well, why don't she just get the surgery? Clearly she wants to be small. She doesn't want to be big. I don't think that a 20-something-year-old young lady wants to wear a size 22. I don't think so. And so now she doesn't. And she seems very happy in her weight loss journey. She looks good. She's happy. She's still performing. But it seems like you said, she's damned if she do and she's damned if she don't. Because it doesn't seem to me that she has the same spark that she had before. But she also has some other drama too, right. So that may play a role. The same spark? You mean as far as the audience and motion? And yes, it doesn't seem like Lizzo has the wave that she had when she was bigger. I mean, I think one thing, dare I say, I think people underestimate in some cases who Lizzo's audience was, and I think that it's hard to sustain a wave now. And it's just because there's so much available to us. There's every day we hear somebody else like,
I'm launching a podcast. I have a new show. I'm doing a tour. We love to be distracted and entertained, me included. And it's really hard, the amount of content and just availability in some ways you have to give of yourself to be a public figure in 2025, no matter what the industry is. You got to do behind the scenes stuff. You got to stream. You got to go to the streamers. You got to do your regular media obligations. You got to do this. You got to tour. And I think burnout happens much, much faster. Projects used to live much longer back in the day. Now, you got a hot 2 weeks sometimes and it's a wrap. So I don't know. We'll see. But shout out to Kim Coles for working through that. Beautiful woman. And like you said, they all represented different body types. I think the difference in body types also might have something to do with why maybe they spoke to her and not Latifah. Latifah was also the star, so she was established. Networks do things like that, or at least they used to at times. Like, okay, if we're going to let this slide over here, C, D, E, and I'm not saying that is what Kim Cole's role was, but the remaining ones, they have to be tighter than tight to offset that we are being forgiving in this other area. So a lot of game playing goes around in those parts. Listen, when we come forward, we're going to get into Erica Mena's comments on her. I guess it's been a couple years. I feel like it's been about 4 years since that happened. Something like that. Maybe. I'm not sure. But it's still a conversation. So obviously it's still a source of contingence for some. And I just bubbled. But anyway, we're going to get into those details. We're also going to get into what Raven-Symoné had to say. Oh, by the way, the ex is famous. So we'll get into a little bit of that. All of that and more on the other side when we come forward. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Pumping fee in your ear when you hear that. Somebody somewhere, best beware my crew.
It's groovy how I soothe thee. Quite complex, so who's next to flex? These MCs, please. I'm fed up, head up. That explains the way I display. Anytime a day, a dual dynamically.
You're in the know with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. Black New York City Mayor Eric Adams is expanding a student loan relief program citywide.
We're not going to sit back and allow New Yorkers to drown in debt.
Originally for city workers, the program helps federal loan borrowers access repayment and forgiveness options. Officials say it could cut payments by about $3,000 a year, offering personalized guidance through a financial assistance platform. A lawyer for Sean Diddy Combs says the rapper is planning a comeback, including a Madison Square Garden concert once he's released. Combs was convicted last month on 2 prostitution-related charges and faces up to 5 years in prison at his October sentencing. 5 soldiers are recovering after a shooting at Fort Stewart, Georgia. The suspected gunman, Sergeant Cornelius Radford, who was black, was subdued by fellow soldiers and is in custody. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
In Culver City, the 405 southbound past Venice Boulevard crash on the right shoulder that has things stopped from Santa Monica Boulevard. Monrovia, the wreck on the 210 freeway eastbound at Huntington Drive. That's on the right shoulder, but you're slow from Rosemead Boulevard. In Diamond Bar on the 57 freeway, northbound, the off-ramp to Pathfinder Road. Broken down car waiting for help in the center lane of the off-ramp. Traffic is stop and go from Lambert Road.
This summer, come aboard Long Beach's iconic Queen Mary. With guided tours, 25-plus exhibits, and decades of history to explore, it's the perfect day out. Make your way to the Queen Mary and experience it all for yourself. For more information, visit queenmary.com.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
Jacksonville Jaguars head coach Liam Cohen said rookie Travis Hunter will play wide receiver and cornerback in the team's NFL preseason opener Saturday night against Pittsburgh. Folks have been waiting to see how Cohen would use the Heisman Trophy winner. Hunter played both ways in his last 2 years at Colorado. Cohen has not said how long Hunter will stay on the field in Saturday's game. Jackson State is the only HBCU football team listed in the top 25 preseason Division I AA poll. Jackson State, the defending Black college football national champion, is ranked 17th in the poll. Jackson State is coming off a 12-2 season. They beat South Carolina State last season to win the Celebration Bowl. The Dodgers and Angels are off today. Both teams are back in action tomorrow. The Dodgers are at home against Toronto. The Angels begin a 3-game road trip at Detroit. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
Break out the champagne. Everybody get a glass.
Tavis Smiley is now ranked number 16 nationally and the highest rated talk show hosted by an African American on the 2025 Talkers Heavy 100 list of the most important talk radio hosts in the nation. Last year, Tavis ranked number 33 and the year before, number 45. The Tavis Smiley Show has rapidly expanded its national syndication to now include nearly 50 radio stations across the country and counting. Congratulations, Tavis.
Yeah.
JP Morgan Chase offers tips for the local business owners in 2025. Small business landscape is ever changing, and the Los Angeles market is no exception. A startup or legacy business, revisiting your mission statement and recalibrating offerings can renew opportunities for growth and innovations. Programs like Chase for Business Coaching for Impact gives entrepreneurs access to expert guidance, helping you streamline operations, strategize your growth, and navigate complex challenges. Businesses with a clear sense of purpose can navigate any challenge effectively, but also build stronger customer loyalty. Visit chase.com/coaching for impact for more information. This segment is sponsored by JP Morgan Chase.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Imagine a Los Angeles where everyone can thrive, where communities have access to the resources they need to succeed. That's the vision of Detours Mentoring Group, Inc. They're dedicated to improving life in LA County by providing educational support, employment assistance, and spaces for community engagement. By 2050, they want LA to be the best place to connect, create, learn, live, and play. They're working toward an education system that's well-resourced and culturally responsive, becoming a hub for artists and innovators, and making sure everyone has access to healthy food, quality healthcare, and safe housing. It's about building a future where we all have the chance to succeed. We invite you to learn more about their mission and get involved with Detours Mentoring Group, Inc. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You're listening to Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Yeah. Can I talk to you for a minute? Look. All I did was look. Why you tripping? Look, check this out. Check it. Baby, look, I'm tired of trying to convince you that I ain't caught up lying. When she walked past me, I looked, so what? Big deal. I don't understand how that can make you feel that my love ain't for real, baby. But you're with me. You're with me. Tell me why would I throw that away.
Welcome back in. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. And you know VIPs, we strive to get you the news as soon as possible. So look, a little Shannon Sharpe update. This one involves Chad Ochocinco Johnson too. Guess what? Much like we thought, the case was dismissed by, what was the lady's name? Himalita Tillman? Jimalita? I'm not sure. So the filing says that it was dismissed without any award of fees or costs to any party, right? But that's just what the court knows. Some are saying, whispers, sources say, that there was some type of settlement behind the scenes that won't be openly discussed. But my thing with that, right, and this is not about Shannon and Chad, because I can understand why they would want to push this to the side and keep moving, especially coming off of the other thing. My thing with that woman is, okay, you say you lost business because false information was disseminated, right? But if you're taking a quiet payout behind the scenes, if that is what happened, that still doesn't repair your reputation. That still doesn't help you with the business that I assume you're going to continue on with. And should it come up again down the line, you'll have no proof that whatever you were saying they did to harm you was false. So, was it just a money grab? I don't know.
And, if you don't mind me.
Of course.
You weren't embarrassed that you were licking on the cherry and doing whatever you did to make them make this comment from your business? Like, I don't know what kind of business she has.
Childcare.
So, Miss Shabalita, you had your kids, your daycare kids or daycare moms and dads to see you at the Usher concert.
Tongue in the
looking
cherries.
Saucy, tongue in the cherries, and acting very flirty to be nice.
With a married man.
Yeah, you did it, ma'am.
I feel like it was Royal Jenkins, are you kidding with your comment in the chat? I don't want to read it. But listen, I just think people got to realize what they're doing when they're outside. Much like the guy, the former astronomer CEO, was contemplating suing Coldplay. Sir, you walk in the venue and they say that you're going to be being recorded. 1. 2, you're in a venue with 20,000 people. What expectation of privacy did you have?
And you saw the Jumbotron when you walked in, and you've been in the arena before and you saw the Jumbotron. So you knew that it was a possibility that you too could be on the Jumbotron.
So, Andy.
Yo, that milkshake must be fire.
Look. All right, let's get into Erica Mena, right? So Mena sat down with Nene Leakes to, her sort of mea culpa about how she was misunderstood and miscategorized as a racist with her comments to Ice Spice in an argument that they had on Love and Hip Hop many, many seasons ago. Erica says, Ice was talking about my son, very wrong, and my kids. So, I took it there, and basically I didn't call her that because I was trying to be racist. I called her that because that is what she resembled. So let's hear what Erica had to say.
Do you think that some fans felt like you got a pass because you weren't black? Do you think you got a pass?
I don't think there's a pass. or anything like that. I think
they
it's
feel
genuinely
like
wrong.
Some people would have gotten completely canceled, and because you're not black, you didn't get canceled.
I mean,
the way that
and I don't want to point fingers, but I've had women who are really like white on Love and Hip Hop who've actually said that word.
Yeah.
You know, and not saying it's right, because obviously growing up in New York, the word it's kind of like used as a homie kind of thing, and I feel like, you know, whatever. But I have been viral for years when I did the scene with Rich Dollars, and he gave away my song, and I'm like, you can't trust nobody, not even the end that you sneak with. That was so viral. It went all over the place for years and years and years and years. And not saying it's right, but I definitely said the word in that. And it was never an issue then. But it became an issue when, you know, at the end of the day, it's kind of like, I don't know, I guess it was, you got another woman who's obviously a lot darker than me. She came at me in regards to my son, and a word that, yes, has been used to racially kind of, you know, defame, or what do you say, to belittle a race at one point in time. It wasn't said because I was racist. I said it because it was more of an appearance thing. It wasn't skin related at all. And I say all that to say that people have selective outrage, because this is the woman you guys are going like so hard for, but she literally went viral, or should I say had a whole media campaign about becoming a white woman and how proud she was to bleach her skin, or I don't even know what her MO was at that time. But it just goes to show you, like, people just at the end of the day have selective outrage, because I feel like it was because of me. I'm used to being kind of hated one week, and then you know how it is with us when we're on air. Sometimes they're riding for us, sometimes they're against us. So and I've been like that 15 years. So I have more people that hate me than root for me. So I feel like that was their time.
So I don't know that you do. I don't know that you
think
do. No, I don't think that you do. I don't. So can you tell me, like, what is your nationality?
I'm Puerto Rican and Dominican. So my dad's Dominican, my mom's Puerto Rican.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's unfortunate.
You have black
but
children.
Yeah, I have black children, and I'm definitely far from racist. You know, I grew up. All my friends are black. I have Jamaican best friends. Like, you know, it's just Jamaican throughout my blood. I'm not the only one in my family that has black children. So, you know, it's just unfortunate. Like I said, it's definitely something that I want to put behind me. I'm blessed that God has given me an opportunity to kind of push forward, because that could have been something that ultimately stopped me. But no, God turned around, gave me my own dating show. It was beyond successful, to the point that the ratings, you know, if I was to walk anywhere and say this is my ratings, I'm pretty sure, you know what I mean? So I'm in a great place. And then right now I have a movie coming out at movie theaters August 29th.
So look, my bottom line is, if you are black adjacent in those ways, you know what that using that word does. You know what that word means. And stop it, Erica. You're playing, right? You may feel justified when you're fighting. All things are off the table. Everything's coming for it. But stop acting like you didn't know what you were doing. You know what the word evokes. And you just broke down how all your friends are black and your family, and you've been around black. You knew what you were doing. You know why people were angry. You knew why they were hurt. Like, just stop it. Just don't talk about this anymore. You know, they gave you a pass. Take it and move around.
She doesn't have anything else to talk about. Like, I'm still trying to figure out how her 15 minutes have been extended this long. She has zero talent. She's pretty. That's it.
She's pretty, and she will wild out on TV.
Right. She acts ignorant.
Look at No Shade, No Tea, y'all Zeus Baddies fans and Jocelyn's Cabaret, but I don't understand the point of any of those shows. It just seems like, you know, Jocelyn saved some girls from the blade. Baddies, they just, you know, I don't know. They just want to get out there and box. And people are entertained by it. And I don't understand it. I don't want to see all that. Do you know what I'm saying? I understand when you want it, like something builds up. I'm not saying that I don't like foolishness and mess, because I do. But that stuff is just like, what? Andy?
Isn't there times like, when you're with your friends, you guys are joshing on each other, cracking jokes or whatnot? I mean, sometimes things are said that can be deemed to be offensive by whatever group. And
I have never called one of my friends a monkey.
You probably said some other things.
So
maybe
here's the
not
thing,
a monkey, but
like,
just some other things that somebody can find offensive is all I'm saying.
But I feel you. People play all day, and some things are more offensive to the others. However, these two weren't really friends. And let me ask you this. Even with some of those things that we might let slide, if you try and play in my face like that when we're on national TV, it might evoke a different response. Like I said, I don't do public embarrassment. Don't get out there playing in my face or playing on my name. Dog, no.
You don't love hip hop though, so I mean.
Exactly. But
respect is respect though, and that was totally disrespectful.
When we come forward, we're gonna get into Raven-Symoné and what she got going on. The audacity, the nerve, it continues. All of that when we come forward.
You're riding with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
If you're an adult in need of an accredited high school diploma, the Los Angeles Public Library can help. You can earn one for free in as few as 5 months online with 24/7 access. You also get a personal academic coach plus special training focused on 9 in-demand industries, as well as a resume and cover letter to advance your career. Visit the website at lapl.org/diploma. That's lapl.org/diploma.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 is committed to self-care and community well-being. Walk Good LA was formed in June 2020, inspired by the Black Lives Matter movement and the beginning stages of the COVID-19 pandemic. What began as a few minutes of breath work and yoga meditation before protests against police brutality turned into a safe space for the community to heal in hard times. The immensely positive response from the community transformed the momentum into a movement. Today, Walk Good LA is a black and brown-led community wellness organization based in Los Angeles. They provide spaces for healing through community yoga classes, guided meditations, hikes, run clubs, and other activations throughout Los Angeles that attract hundreds of members weekly. With the help of Propel and Michael B. Jordan, they now have a yoga and wellness studio in Los Angeles called the Walk Good Yard. To join their mailing list and connect with healing spaces, please visit walkgoodla.org. That's walkgoodla.org. Or find them on Instagram at WalkGoodLA. This is a community call to action, a community call to healing from KBLA Talk 1580.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
You're listening to Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Welcome back in one. If you want to go to the Hollywood Ball, August 28th, call now, 800-920-1580. So, listen, the chat, Morris Phillips says, wait a minute, if we can make some money entertaining the public, let's get paid, Jill. It really ain't that serious, is it? It is absolutely that serious. This stuff lives on forever. What are you saying?
Right.
20 years from now, you want your grandkids to pull up you letting somebody call you something crazy and you tussling on TV? Absolutely not. Not for me.
Me either.
So, listen, let's get into Andy. You doing it? You tussling and bustling and doing all that? Yeah, we knocking and bucking.
What we talking about?
Would you get on reality TV? Like Morris is saying, wait, is it Morris that said, yeah, that basically if I'm on reality TV and the job is to show out, create drama, are you letting someone get disrespect? Like you talked about how Friends, we kind of crossed the line maybe in private. Would you let some of those same lines be crossed on national TV for a check?
You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and say yes. I'm gonna go ahead and say yes. I'm a wrestling guy. So these cats, they'll talk trash to each other and then hug each other right afterwards. We know what the job is. Let's act a fool and let's hug and have a drink afterwards. I'll be like, you know what? You can say this, but don't say that. You know what I mean? So let's get the bag.
But it can backfire like it did with Evelyn, because when Evelyn and Ocho got into it, people didn't really believe her because of her prior behavior from always picking up bottles and fighting people and acting a doggone fool all the time. She didn't get the same response as a victim. And I'm not saying that she wasn't, that she was or she wasn't, but I know that a lot of people did not believe her because of how she had been acting for all those seasons on Basketball Wives. So it can backfire in your face.
Fair, you know. But such is the life of a reality TV star. That's why they're called docuseries now. Okay, look. Raven-Symoné says that her ex got another woman pregnant and asked her to be the godmother later on. She was on SiriusXM's Jeff Lewis Live show, right? And they asked her a question, and she was caught off guard because she hasn't talked about this for a while, right? Because Raven was in several kind of long-term early teen relationships before she came to her truest form, I guess, and, you know, decided that she was queer or gay. I'm not sure which one she utilizes. Don't want to be disrespectful. But she said that this individual, right, has a high profile. He's known in whatever industry he is in. I believe I know who it is, right? I'm not saying though, because I don't know for sure. This is just my theory on looking back things. No. You know, I mean, I could say I think allegedly, but I don't want to even put it in there because I'm really not. This is really a hardcore guess for me. But what I will say is that Raven and Lindsay Lohan, when they were 18, were roommates for a period of time. That was an adventurous time for both of them. So it is not lost on me that both of them got their heart broken. They went through a wild and out stage where they were roommates, where a lot of money, a lot of independence,
100 million, we doing what we do,
you know, and whatever, right? And then after that, they both got into relationships with women. Just saying. I don't know when it went on there, but you know, social media, because y'all are judgy, nosy, and think you know best for everybody. Said, oh, Raven isn't really a lesbian. She's just heartbroken. I'm like, y'all think the answer to everything is eggplant. It is not, right?
But it is the answer to a lot of things.
Listen, we can give you a little bit of some of her dating. It was not Orlando Brown, so nobody think that. I saw some of that floating around. No way. But she dated a producer back in the day. His name was Marquise. They called him Kid something, can't remember. He produced some stuff. He was like tight with Cisco for a minute and like produced some stuff on Cisco's solo album. Now, I can't confirm this, but they said she dated comedian Lil JJ for a minute. Wasn't he on That's So Raven? I don't know. Then I think somebody was trying to be funny because, you know, I was combing the internet looking for lists. They said that she and Jussie Smollett dated.
Juicy Smollett?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. You know, I don't know.
Somebody said they think it's Nick Cannon in the chat.
Raven and Nick Cannon did not date.
Okay.
Raven and Nick Cannon did not date. So let's be done with that. And a couple others, but she says she still is in communication with this individual. So shout out to her for extending a hand. She said they, have gone through some things and whatever, and they're still cool. But golly, you must really have been a gem that they, wanted. Listen, I still want to be attached to you in some form or fashion. Be my child's godmother since you can't be the mom. The audacity.
I think she should have said yes. Especially if she was going to keep talking to him.
Facts. Maybe she didn't realize that then. All right, listen. Each and every Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 p.m., your timeline translator gets it popping for you. Make sure you're tapped back in tomorrow. I have interviews coming with Jermaine Dupree and the producers and directors of the Magic City, the American Fantasy docuseries that is coming to Stars next week. I interviewed them. I've checked out the docuseries. Baby, it's really good. So we'll be talking to them tomorrow. And, of course, more trending topics and headlines. Coming up next, Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. He's going to hit you guys in the head with all that goodness and truth, as he always does. I'll check you guys out tomorrow.
I don't want to let go, and no, I should. I can't leave you alone, 'cause you're so disarming and caught up in the midst of you, and I cannot. Did you